Watch.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey guys, it's Jason from InfluenceFilms.com doing my first book review in honor of Remembering Michael Jackson Week, which will last today, August 23rd, and go through August 29th. If you haven't heard about it, please head over to InfluenceFilms.com for more info. So for the first book review, I will be reviewing the book Michael Jackson Treasures, Celebrating the King of Pop in Memorabilia and Photos by Jason King. So before we dive into the book, I just want to say that it's really a great looking book. It will definitely make for a good coffee table book for a new fan or an old fan alike. It's got great binding. The binding is sewn. Here's a look at the binding. It's really good. And here's the side shot of the book. It just makes for a really great looking book. I really am in love with the way it's presented. There's the back. A lot of great stuff. What makes this book so cool is that not only is it a great and well-written book, but it's got tons of neat little memorabilia for fans. So let's go ahead and open this book and talk about it. So the book, for all its flash, like we were talking about, it's got great photos. That's another great appeal of it. I'm just trying to show you guys one of the photos. It's on the opening page. It's kind of like I hate to say this, but it's kind of like a poor man's Michael Jackson opus in a way. You're getting a lot of great photos, a lot of bang for your buck here, and they're printed in really good quality. I don't know if you can tell that by my video, but I'm hoping you can. So here's the introduction. It's really well written, and the thing about the introduction is what's cool is the author really takes some time reflecting on his own thoughts about how Michael Jackson impacted him as a fan, and then also just population in general, how Michael Jackson impacted it. And that's really great. I'm going to keep moving ahead. But, beyond the author's history of being a fan, he really reflects on, in the introduction, what a loss Michael Jackson's death was for the music world at large. A bit about the author. He was a writer for The Village Voice, Vibe, Blender. Here's a great shot. And what's neat about that is he definitely has, going into this book, a working history of Michael Jackson, which is very helpful. So now we're at the first chapter. I'm trying to emphasize these photos as much as I can. Really great stuff. The book has a real authentic feel to it. There's a lot of photos that look like they might have come from Michael Jackson's archives, but who knows. There's a great shot of Catherine, the boys, early shot that's really popular. Come down here, there's a shot of Joe. The book, this photo is timeless. It's in, remember it from like the Legend Continues documentary. This book is just so great in terms of capturing the eras of Michael's life and really doing them justice. They also rely heavily on interviews from Michael Jackson as a kid, from other people that grew up with him around this time, so it really does have an authentic feel to it. I'm going to keep going. There's a great shot there with Diana Ross. I just can't stress again how much these photos are rock star photos here. And this author really paces this book well. He spends equal time on every era of Michael's life and career, so you really don't feel like, how in some of the books and TV specials about Michael Jackson, you feel like you get one era really captured great, and then others, they kind of go by the wayside. But this book's pacing is phenomenal. Great shot there. I think really, there's a cool shot. I think what really makes this book, though, along with these great photos and everything else, are the gifts, and I'm going to try and unpack some of them for you here. So what we got here is, this is how these gifts work. You open up the memorabilia section here, there's a tab, and you just kind of pull them out. They're in these really neat little sacks, so you can preserve them if you don't want to do something with them. This is the first one. Let's try and open it here. It's like an ad for the Jackson 5 ABC, and it's printed on paper that you would really feel like this was from that time, so it's really cool. And then there's also in here, I didn't pull it out, but I'm going to pull it out. Give me a second to get it here. Gotta dive in here to get it. A transparency of the Jackson 5 cartoon, which is pretty cool. I'm in love with this book in terms of the content. I think it's great. I think it's definitely worth the going price of it. I think if anything, it could charge more and still, it could demand a higher price and I think still be worth it. We're going to keep going though. Another great shot of Michael as a kid. Great shot there. And really, my only problem with this book, guys, I'm not trying to skimp over stuff, but I don't really have too many problems with this book. I love this photo. My only problem with this book is at times the author's language can be a bit raw, and you really get this feeling that certain fans may not take to his raw style of writing at times, but that's not to say, here's another gift, that he's a bad author or that he's, out for blood with Michael, because he's not. This is some great photos from, the early days, things like that. I'm not going to spend too much time with these early gifts. The later ones are a lot cooler than these, in my opinion, but still pretty neat stuff to have. Real great, kind of serve as a nice little time capsule, if you will. Okay, there's another great shot of Michael. There's a great shot. Look at that outfit. That's stunning. All in all, this book is really great. I'm going to keep moving along here. It really does focus on every era pretty evenly. Here we get into the off-the-wall era. Stuff is great. So yeah, my only real problem with this book is just at times the author's language does feel a bit raw. It might come across a bit judgmental, but honestly, this author goes above and beyond in terms of making sure the reader understands Michael Jackson's impact as an artist and as a humanitarian. And so really, I don't think any MJ fan is going to pick up this book and feel slighted. If they feel like, because really this book does rely a lot on interviews and a lot on people who aren't going to beat up on Michael Jackson. And I know as a Michael Jackson fan for more than 20 years now, it at times can feel like when you read in a book somebody dogging on MJ, it's like, we lived with that during his life, and now in death we really as fans don't want to read about that and hear about that, which I totally understand. There's a cool shot. But I think this book, even for its few problems in those areas, really, I'd say it's 98% awesome. So it's definitely worth it. Here's a great shot. Here's a cool shot from Motown 25. I can't stress enough how cool these photos are. I think whoever designed the layout of this book really did a kick-butt job of just rock and rolling it, making it cool. There's that awesome shot from Making of Thriller. Michael and Ola Ray from the Thriller video. The only other problem I have with this book, which is really petty, 2 or 3 times the author got some dates wrong, but all in all, big deal. There's some cool stuff in here. I'm going to pull it out and show it to you guys. Here is for just like a reproduction of Michael Jackson, like a rundown of all the awards he won that year that was sent out. And then, even cooler, I have the original of this, but this reproduction's pretty kick butt. It's scaled down. The original poster of this is a bit bigger, but It's still really cool. Here's a making of Michael Jackson's Thriller poster. Gosh, that's such an awesome shot. I love it. Love Michael's face in that shot. It just looks so cool. Man, that guy right there has been my hero since I was 8 years old. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving on ahead, though. Let's move on here. Another reason why I picked this. Oh, this shot's awesome. Check that out. Another reason why I picked this book to kick off my week reviews is because I think old fans and new fans alike will really appreciate just what a great time capsule this book serves as. And really, you really, now we're into the Victory Tour, talking about that. And like I said, this author really, the pacing is great. There's the Pepsi Burn stuff from the commercial. The pacing of this book is just so great. Awesome shot there. Okay, now here's some cool stuff. Here's a Victory Tour ad. The Jacksons featuring Michael Jackson. Since MJ never really went on a Thriller tour, this was as close as it got. This is really cool. I think this is worth getting just to hang this picture. It's really a cool picture. And then there's also, I'm not going to pull it out, but there's a Victory Tour kind of reproduction of a ticket. That's from Arrowhead, opening night. My hometown, KC. Nice. Cool stuff. Put this back in here and then we'll move on ahead. Okay, so what else do we got here? Classic timeless shot of Michael. Love it. Really, the photos in this book are just so cool. Anything else, you can just buy this book and lay it on your coffee table and just, if you're a Michael Jackson fan, and just kind of, somebody would probably just open it, even if they didn't read it, and just, the shot's cool. The snake. It's just, just really cool. You could leave it out and they'd probably gravitate towards it. There's Captain EO. Here's a great shot from the Bad Tour. Another great shot from the Bad Tour. Bad era. Okay, awesome. A lot of fans love seeing photos of Michael smiling, so kick butt. Photos like this look like they could have came from either Michael's archives or just really a great source, because you might not be able to tell from this video, but really the quality of this photo and this paper is great. Oh, this is awesome. Love that shot. So, really, this book is great. I'm just going to jam down your throats that this book is awesome. Some cool stuff in here. There's a private, I'm not going to pull it out, but there's a Michael Jackson for the private concert that went on. There's that, which is cool. And some other cool stuff too, I think, if I remember right. There's also like a trade reproduction for that or something. Yeah, like this is the this is from the Michael Jackson fan club back in the day. Pretty neat to look at the world of Michael Jackson. Pretty cool stuff. And if you go through this, you can kind of see. There's the punch-in marks. Obviously, this won't. Can't mail this in now, but it's just so cool that they took the time to do this, and bring these things back to life, so to speak. Because really, this stuff isn't around anymore unless you hop on like eBay or try to find it, but you can't ever access it. The other cool thing they have here is the patent for the gravity lane shoes that Michael designed. There's a photo of it. Here's a cool shot. These were actually used for official Michael Jackson postcards. This shot was right here. It's awesome. Look, I'm trying to zoom out to show you. He's standing on his toes. Cool shot from the Bad Tour here. So, I'm just going to keep on moving. That was Sheryl Crow, I think. Yeah. So, this book is really cool. For all Smooth Criminal from the Bad Tour. Cool. For all its fantasy and flash in this book, it really does a great job of reflecting on Michael's life and celebrating it. It really does. And like I said earlier, it really captures the yin and the yang well. It doesn't spend too much time focusing on the negative aspects. And if it does, the tone in the book is kind of raw. The author doesn't beat around the bush. But I really think at the end of the day, if you were picking a side for this author to be on. He would be a quote-unquote pro-Michael Jackson author, and I think the tone of the book is more about celebrating Michael's life and career than it is judging him or condemning him or criticizing him. I don't think that really has a place in this book. Oh, awesome. Love that shot. So cool. So, now we're getting the Dangerous era. Here's another cool shot. Somebody requested this photo not too long ago on the Michael Jackson archives, and it's pretty cool that they requested it. There's a cool MTV rehearsal with Slash. Great stuff. Dangerous tour. Jetpacking out of the stadium. There's a cool shot. I think that might be from the Super Bowl halftime show. Okay, now this is my personal favorite thing in here is the cool gift. I'm going to try and pull it out in all my grace I have. It's a dangerous mask, so you can put this on your face and kind of wear it. Just so cool that they took Mark Ryden's art and just, made it something like that. There's also a reproduction of a VIP guest pass and a ticket. So, really cool stuff in here, guys. I can't. There were a few different kind of variations of books like these that came out after Michael Jackson died, and I think this one definitely is the king, so to speak, of those books. It's in every department. It just rocks. So, great shot from the Super Bowl. Michael and Brooke. Great shot from the Dangerous tour. Again, these photos are just killer. Here's an event that was canceled. The author really does a cool job down here talking about it and, works it into the story. But it's cool to actually see the, visuals from the story, things like that. There's Michael and Lisa. There's a cool shot from the Dangerous tour again. Stand back for a minute and just think all this stuff is in this book. How could a Michael Jackson fan pass up this book? There's Michael and Lisa. Here's a copy of their marriage certificate in here. I'm not going to bother opening it. It's just kind of a long thing, but you can see it if you want. Cool shot from the VMAs of them together. History tour. Alright, here we go. Awesome photo. Every day, create your history. Wonder where that's from. Okay, there is a photo from Earth Song. There's a history statue picture. Pretty cool looking. There's a shot of Michael. That looks like it's from the Dangerous era, but there's some cool shots here from They Don't Care About Us. Awesome. Oh, legendary shot right here. So, really, there's a shot from the History Tour, too. This book is the scope of it's just really big, so I think it's great. Here's another cool thing. It's a ticket from the History Tour. Try and get it out here. Open. Here's you can see stuff like this. Souvenir ticket reproductions. They're printed nice too. On cardstock. So, just really cool stuff to have. I don't know what. Some of this stuff is cool to the posters you might want to hang up on your wall if you're a fan, but I think it's just cool to have. Here's a cool shot from the History Tour. Love this photo. Michael Jackson's shoes. There's photos from a performance. Cool. Now we're getting into the later years of Michael's life here. That's a great photo. Here's a cool photo from the Madison Square Garden show. Invincible promo. Like TRL. Here's Michael and Debbie. Here's a cool shot. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so this stuff here, I'm actually going to open it. There's the Neverland notepad you can write on, and also just something certifying a road that was being built, I think. That's a cool photo. Okay, now we're talking about the trial. The author really does a great job of reflecting on the era of the trial and not spending too much time, This author is no Martin Bashir by any means. He's not two-faced. This author does a really good job of presenting the trial. And this part sucks. I hate this part of the book. Last days. Yuck. I hate reading about this stuff, guys. There's a cool shot there from Michael's final years. There's another one. Love this photo. And now, obviously, we're talking about the will because there's a copy of it, fake or real. There's a copy of the will, so you can go through yourself. There's also a Staples Center ticket. Awesome photo, guys. All right, so we're about done here. Kind of wrapping this up. There's from This Is It. What a great photo. There's a fan. So excited she got a ticket. Okay. Oh, I hate this. Alright, so... And things like this stick out at me, too. The night before Michael Jackson died, he was in rehearsals. And when you really read this, it really does a great job of putting an emotional tone to this stuff. And really, as fans, making you appreciate Michael's legacy and who he was as a person and as an artist. The author is a really fantastic writer. This book is definitely a great introduction to a new Michael Jackson fan, or just great for an old fan to remember their hero. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. And here's a bit about the author. See a photo of Mr. Jason King there. And then here is image credits. I haven't bothered going through those, but I'm sure there's probably something from Michael Jackson or his family. And here's the last shot in the book. Shot from the history tour. Okay, guys. So, all in all, I would definitely pick out this book. I think it's great. I think it's definitely worth the asking price. It's a great book to have. And, you know, I mean, I really think, in hindsight, if the biggest problem is a few times the author's language in terms of being raw about certain choices Michael Jackson made in his life, it never comes across as condemning him. It is just what it is, and the facts sometimes, they suck. The truth hurts sometimes, but it's written very well and emotional, and the author, like, again, I know I've said this, but I'm going to say it again, does a fantastic job of reflecting on Michael's impact globally as a superstar, as not just, you know, he really covers that also, and then he, like I've said, he talks about his humanitarian efforts in depth, and I mean, it's just really all included in this book, so I would definitely pick it up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another review. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.